In this video, we're going to take a look at the card in Jetpack Compose, and we're going to see how we can use it to style a repeating group of data or a set of rows within a lazy column. So first of all, why use the card? Well, it's a container, and as a container, it can contain other composable functions, and it can give a coordinated theme to similar components or components that are related to the same task. Also, it embodies material design. There are several properties that we can set on a card. One is a modifier, which will give us some additional styling. Then we also have the shape, which represents the shape of the card. In other words, what it's going to look like when it's surrounding all of these elements. There's background color, which is self-explanatory, and also content color. So background color will default to the theme if we do not set it to something else, and then content color will be calculated based on the background color. There's also a border style or type, so you can do a colored border, something like that. An elevation, which will cast a shadow, and then content is the composable function that contains the elements that the card will display. Now, an important note is that a card has only one composable parameter. So if you want to style multiple elements, it's important to wrap them first in another container, something like a row or a column. So with all that said, let's take a look. Fortunately, everything that I want to style is already in a row composable, so adding a card is quite straightforward. I simply say card, open and close paren for all the properties that we want to set, and then open curly right before the row, and we'll move the close curly down right after the end of the row. Indent everything for readability, and now let's specify the properties of the card. Now with the properties I've selected, you can see how these are styled. So we have our padding and our fill max width for each element, and then we have elevation 8 dp, which casts a little bit of a shadow after each element. We're using the same background color, although maybe not a bad idea to change that if we're not using a border and elevation, but I will say the border and elevation really helps it to pop out, even with the background color being the same. Rounded corner shapes, you see we have rounded corners here. And then the border is green and 1 dp. Now, naturally, we can change these around a little bit and see if we get a look and feel that we like a bit better. In here, we can see the new look and feel based on these settings that I've changed. A little different padding, different background color, different rounded corner shape, a little more subtle corners on this one than the last one, and then a gray border around each item. So this has been a look at the card in Jetpack Compose. As always, I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you.